Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Boob Talk with your host, Cynthia Rogers. It's Season 3. Come and join the Boob Talk family as we discuss the issues breast cancer and other cancer survivors face. Come along on our journey. We are survivors. Welcome to Boob Talk. I'm your host, Cynthia Rogers. Thank you for joining me this evening. Tonight, our show is focusing on health and fitness with our special guest, Queen, founder of No Waistline Fitness Apparel and Meal Plans for Healthy Living. Queen, welcome to Boob Talk.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And this is my first time talking to a queen, so hail to the queen. And I just
Thank you.
I just wanted to ask you before we begin, how did you get that nickname Queen?
It kind of came about through my grandmother and through my business. And as I progressed in life, I realized the queen within myself, the things that my mother endured, and me as well in my adult life.
That's beautiful, the queen within yourself. So
yes,
how did you get involved with health and fitness?
I've been athletic all my life. I started out with swim at a very early age, and then I went into track and field, and I became more intrigued with fitness and wellness and what the body can do at its most healthiest state with nutrition. My mother was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was 2 years old, and she endured a lot of stress, a lot of traumatic experiences. She was a battered wife, and she did go into remission, and then her breast cancer came back 13 years later, and so through watching everything that she endured, I studied up on nutrition, wellness, and especially among our melanated sisters. And one thing is that stress, self-care, and how we take care of ourselves has a lot to do with nutrition and our well-being.
Yes, it definitely does. Yes, they say stress can cause all kinds of illnesses, cancer, so that is definitely true. I don't know if you're able to talk about this, but how did that affect you when your mom had cancer?
When she had breast cancer, I was very withdrawn as far as having peers, as far as having friends, because I was more so concerned about, was she going to get well? The treatments and watching how her body changed from radiation to chemotherapy to her hair falling out. She developed lymphedema, in our household you didn't talk about things, you dealt with it. So not being able to talk, not being able to ask, are you going to get better? Seeing other mothers, my friends' mothers that were sick, it was a lot to deal with as a young lady.
I'm so sorry to hear that, and that you had to go through that, and that your mom had to go through that as well. So how did that inspire you, or I guess I would say motivate you, like you said, to research and study health and wellness?
It motivated me first off to find peace and happiness within myself. To want to, when I did become a young woman, to have a healthy marriage, have healthy relationships, to focus on my inner self and understand that everything you do physically, spiritually, mentally impacts how things play out with your overall health and wellness.
That is so true, and I think a lot of times we don't realize the connection, but there is a direct correlation. I really believe that between, your mind, body, and soul, and how that does affect your overall health. And I wanted to ask you, I don't know, did you ever get tested to see if you carry the gene, or, how is your perspective on if you possibly yourself could get breast cancer?
I have. I started getting, my breast screenings at an early age, and then I did get the test for the gene, and I do not have the gene. And I recently have made an appointment for my girls who are 17 and 15.
Now, was there any other history of breast cancer in your family, do you know of?
No, there was no other history. And I had talked to some doctors when I would be given my, when you do your history, your health history, when you do your doctor's visits. And a lot of doctors have told me, maybe when I say a lot, four doctors told me that it played stress, especially with my mother going 13 and a half, almost 14 years.
Yes, I really do believe that stress, and I believe diet, the environment, everything can play a part in a cancer diagnosis. So, so I just want to commend you for turning that situation into something where you can help other people. So can you tell us what is the No Waistline Fitness Apparel and meal plans for healthy living?
Queen's No Waistline Fitness Apparel and meal plans for healthy living is based off. I live off a plant-based diet. However, I do offer your healthier choices, which are meal preps and natural juices. Some are veggies. You have that option. Then you have your fish, your ground turkey. My menu is growing, and it's pretty, doing really well. And I also offer natural juices from a variety of flavors because you find your nutrients. Some people don't like to eat them, but you definitely should be eating vegetables, and juicing. Juicing is a good way of getting those extra vitamins and nutrients in your body. And then, when you're in your higher self and you're fasting, you can also do my juices as meal replacements. I host boot camps for our women, our melanated sisters, because that's part of my business as well. And there is an exercise boot camps. I just started them where they last 3 days instead of 1 day. And they're very reasonable, and it's basic exercises. It's basically teaching our women how to incorporate fitness into their lifestyle, even if it's just 30 minutes a day.
Okay, and then so are you also selling apparel? What's the...
I do. I sell fitness apparel. It's Crowned by Queen Fitness Apparel, and it has my logo on it, and it's the strong woman. It represents every queen because all women are strong. We are strong individuals.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And so for the meal plans, how does that work? Like, is this based on like the individual person, or is this just like you have general meals set up for everybody? How does that work?
I have both, general meals set up for everybody, and then depending on your need or what you're looking for, I do that as well. I have 1 week meal prep, 2 week, and 3 weeks. Some include breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Some are just lunch and dinner. And then they can also come only in juices if you want to do it that way. I have holistic teas with the actual plant roots that are not here in Georgia. You usually won't see them here on your farms and stuff. And, we should be eating plant roots. They can be, eaten Let's see what else. I believe that's and I do shipping.
Oh, okay. Well, also, what? So, is this also for the meals? Now, how does that work? Like, are you actually preparing food, or is it just
Yes,
recipes? How?
they are prepared. They are prepared. They're not. It's not a meal plan. They are meal prep.
Oh, so could you? So, if I saw something and was interested, could you ship me a meal?
Absolutely. I've
Oh,
shipped.
really?
Oh yeah, I do shipping all the time. Your
Oh,
food comes on
fantastic.
dry ice. Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
really? Great.
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
I'm gonna have to
Yes,
look into
ma'am.
that. And
Yes,
but
ma'am. I'll be
the days
honored.
that I don't feel like cooking and I'm tired of eating the same thing, yes, so I know I can get
Absolutely.
some services from somebody I know and trust.
Yes,
So,
ma'am. I've shipped to Utah, Tennessee, California, oh, DC. Good, good, pretty good distance. They come on dry ice and they are fresh.
because I've seen pictures, I've seen your Facebook group, and I was every time I go on there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this food looks so good, and it's making me hungry. And I'm like, oh my
Yes,
gosh, I
ma'am.
wish I could have it. So I'm glad to know then that if I wanted to, I can place an order because that food looks really, really good, and it's healthy.
Yes, ma'am, it is. And shipping is free because I want
Oh
to
wow.
provide that for our community. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to put together my little list here and order some food because that looked
Yes,
really
ma'am.
good. Now,
We'll
I also
definitely
wanted
be
to,
looking for.
yes, and I also wanted to ask you about this boot camp. Now, are you having anything where it's online, or is it strictly like in a facility? How does that work?
Right now they're local. Um.
Okay.
Right now they're local.
Okay. So I
Eventually,
want to.
I'm thinking about doing virtual.
Okay. Well, that would be good too. So for those of us that are not in your area and we want to try to get active, but we don't know where to start, what are some of your recommendations?
I would say take it slow. You can start off with a 30-minute walk a day, and then you gradually, work your way into maybe riding a bicycle, and finding your niche. Um, that's another thing with fitness. You have to find your niche that whether it be swimming, biking. But our body is made to move. We get old, but we don't have. We get older, but we don't have to get old.
I feel old sometimes. Hey, you know what?
Absolutely.
Especially
Yes.
here in the Northeast during the winter time, it's just hard where, you lack motivation, the sun isn't out, and you just want to hibernate for the winter. And I struggle with doing that every year where I'm not as active as I am during the spring and summer. So, do you have any other special tips for some of us here in the Northeast to try to get us motivated to get out
I
there?
do. Yeah, you got to get you some equipment for indoors. That's what your stationary bikes and your treadmills. Even if you have some dumbbells, you can do different workouts with that. If you have a garage, you can jump rope. If you can't jump rope, you can do your basic calisthenics like air squats and things of that nature. Um, to get started, especially when it's colder that way.
Queen, I have a confession.
Yes.
I have a treadmill and I don't get on it.
And you don't use it.
Girl, I need help. I seriously do. That
yes,
is one
yes.
thing I need to improve on is my physical fitness during the winter. And then, when I say, "Oh, I'm going to come home from work and I'm going to get on it," then you get busy with either if you are making dinner or taking care of your household, and then before you know it, it's 8, 9 o'clock, and it's time to get ready to go to bed because you have to get up early in the morning. Now, I will
Now,
say, go ahead.
do you work Monday through Friday?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe on your lunch break, on your lunch break, that's a good time to do it, or you may have to get up a little earlier. But
Oh
a
Lord.
lot of times we, eventually it becomes like like driving a car. It becomes part of your lifestyle. Whatever we actually want to devote and commit our time to is what will be done. You can even get it in, your workout in while you're cooking. And actually we're not as tired as we think. I do it all the time. And a lot of times we're not as tired as we think we are. Mentally, we are drained because we're on, corporate America on somebody else's clock. That's stressful in itself.
Yeah.
But actually, when you get off and get home, rest, give yourself some meditation and then get into your workout, you're not really as tired as you think you are. It's really all mental.
That is true. You know what? I will say, when I am cooking, I will have music on and I will be in the kitchen dancing. So,
yep.
How is that for exercise?
That's great for exercise because
okay.
Yeah, it is. It's heart healthy.
Okay. Well, that'll work. Then I can continue that. And also, when I am at work, I always take the stairs. I have to walk up and down a hill to get to my building. So I'm not as inactive as I could be. But I just know that I really just have to improve it. Then especially on the weekends, I'm not doing anything. On the weekends, if I'm not out of town somewhere, I become a couch potato. So that is really bad. And then because I tell myself, this weekend, I'm going to get on the treadmill. I'm going to exercise, maybe, and I don't. So that's really bad.
Yeah. Yep. You'll do it. You'll do it because it's on your mind. So you'll do it.
Yeah. So I have to start. So are there any other services that you offer?
As of now, I also do services for children because in our community, in the Black community, I have noticed that children are obese. So I also host boot camps for children, and I work with children as well.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. Like this younger generation, I've noticed that the children are obese, and I'm like, it's probably nutrition because I'm thinking everything is. They might be eating processed foods. Then I'm thinking
it's the process.
Lack of activity. Because I'm like, do they still have gym classes? I don't because I'm kind of. I'm in my 50s, so when we were in school, we had gym class, run around, play outside, and I'm like, now I think the younger generation, they're, on their phones, playing video games and all that, so they're not as active.
No, they're not. I also do breast cancer walks in the month of October in remembrance of my mother and those who fought breast cancer and won or lost the battle, so I do that as well.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes,
when in
ma'am.
October do you do that?
I do it on my mother's birthday, which is October 10th.
Oh, okay. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you. I've noticed also that with exercise, when women are diagnosed with breast cancer, they're able to do a little better with their treatments. And then after when they're in remission, they have good outcomes as well. The prognosis with that is good with exercise during treatment and after recovery from breast cancer or remission.
Yeah, I have heard that from a lot of survivors that were active during their treatment and after. Me personally, I was just so sick that I could hardly do anything, and I wish I had been more active, but I wasn't. But now, on the other side, I'm, this past 5 to 6 years, I've really tried now to just be living a healthier lifestyle with.
That's awesome.
So that's my goal, but my main goal is I really to try to be more active, especially
well,
during the
congratulations
winter time.
to you, being in remission. That's a blessing.
Yes, I'm going on 6 years. 6 years,
Okay. Wow.
and I'm so happy, and I just want to continue to live a healthy lifestyle and have wonderful guests on my show, such as yourself, to share their wealth of information and share their stories. So, what are some things that you would advise for our breast cancer survivors as far as their health and wellness?
I would advise to always stay in a higher self. Higher self means if you have a relationship with God, keep that. Also, stress. Any type of stress, we're just, I know life is always stressful, but if it's not real and it's not of God, then, you know, you don't have to have it. You don't have to deal with anything that is not going to cause you anything, you know, to be in your higher self. Diet. And we don't live, you know, I don't say I'm on a diet. We eat to live, we don't live to eat. So with that being said, everything that we have been provided with on earth, that's our healing right there. So it's already here. So I would advise all breast cancer survivors to keep a healthy eating lifestyle.
Yes.
And always, whatever it is, our bodies were made to move. So definitely fitness some kind of way.
That is great advice. I know it sounds so easy, but I know a lot of us struggle with that. But I think if we just probably take baby steps here and there, maybe try to change one thing at a time, and that might help us get the momentum that we need. But it is very important for us to, very important for us to have a healthy lifestyle as far as mind, body, and soul, as you were saying. And I know personally, if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't have made it through my breast cancer journey. So thank you for sharing that advice, that if you are in relationship with God or have any type of faith or whatever your belief system is, to have that be your main focus to help you get through whatever it is you're going through. So, Queen, lastly, I just wanted to ask you if somebody wanted to get in touch with you about your programming, see what you're all about, if they're in your local area, and I believe you're in the Atlanta, Georgia area. Is that correct?
Southwest Georgia. It's Albany, Georgia. I do business also in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, and then, or if anyone that wanted to order your meal plans, how can I get in touch with you?
Yes, ma'am. It's Facebook. That's Queens, no waistline, fitness apparel and meal plans. Instagram, snatched _ Queens waistline 41, and then my email is a35bloodsaw@yahoo.com.
Okay. You know what? Let me just ask. I just want to ask you quickly, what is the no waistline? What does that mean? What does that represent?
That represents health. If you notice or are familiar with, most of our women who have health-related issues, the waistline carries excess fat. Yes. And that's a sign of unhealthiness, and it's related to your diabetes, your high blood pressure, your heart disease, and cancers. So I believe in natural things. I'm not saying tummy tucks and things of that nature, but when you're eating healthy, you don't have to worry about the excess weight around your waistline. So that's where no waistline comes from. You will notice when you change your diet, your waistline will shrink and those health conditions get better.
Yes, that is true. Because a couple of years ago, right when the pandemic started, when we were working from home, I I started emotionally eating. My mother had just passed away, and I
Absolutely.
blew up. And then all of a sudden, I said to myself, "Oh no, I have to stop." And yeah, just on cutting back, the snacking during the day, and I cut back on my sugar and carbs, and cut back on wine, which I love so much. And yeah, my
Okay.
waistline. Yeah,
You
I
can have it
actually
in
lost.
moderation.
Yeah, I lost about 30 pounds. So then when I came out
Absolutely.
of the pandemic, if I hadn't seen friends or family in a long time, they were like, "Oh my God, what happened to you? You lost weight." And I said, "Yeah, I knew I had to make a change because I was getting out of control." So
Absolutely.
yeah, so it's just baby steps. Even if you say, "Hey, I'm going to try not to have any sugar." Every once in a while, I think it's okay. If you want to treat yourself, but
Absolutely.
I
It's
just
always
learned,
good to treat yourself. We are
yes,
normal. We are human. Yes. Absolutely. And baby steps, like you said, no slow progress is better than no progress.
right, definitely. So, Queen, I just want to thank you so much for coming onto the show and talking to us about your programming and sharing with us. And hopefully you can come back onto the show. And I'm looking forward to hopefully you're starting your boot camp virtually so I can join in.
Absolutely. It will be coming probably this summer, and I will keep you posted.
Oh, great.
And I definitely, yes, yes, yes. And I definitely would like to come back and speak a little more about my doula services, Black-owned doula services that will be up and running pretty soon.
Well, Queen, you're doing it all. How do you find the
Amen.
time?
I understand my assignment and what God is leading me to do.
Amen. Queen, thank you so much for coming on to Boob Talk, and hopefully we will talk to you soon.
Yes, thank you for having me. Peace and blessings.
Thank you. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.
God bless. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You have been listening to Boob Talk, and I'm your host, Cynthia Rogers. Tonight, our special guest was Queen, founder of No Waistline Fitness Apparel and Meal Plans for Healthy Living. We want to thank her for sharing her journey to health and wellness and talking to us about how losing her mother to breast cancer motivated her to have a healthy lifestyle and help others to achieve that goal. Health is wealth. Until next time, God bless. You have been listening to Boob Talk with your host, Cynthia Rogers. Follow us on all podcasting platforms and on Facebook at Boob Talk Podcast Group and Instagram at Cynthia L. Rogers Boob Talk Podcast. Remember, never give up hope.